Sup YouTube, it's Azure Eruption here, coming at you with a video of how to beat Thunder King playing Prophecy. I've got quite a few messages and comments about Thunder King shutting the deck down and giving you guys a lot of problems, so I'm making this video to help you guys out. So getting into things, we've got Strength of Prophecy. This card is a really good answer to Thunder King because it effectively becomes a 2k beta and can recycle your spellbooks. The only downside to Strength of Prophecy is that it's quite specific because you wouldn't really side it in against anything else, but still against Thunder King, this is definitely one of the best options you have. The next card is Breaker the Magical Warrior. Breaker is a good option against Thunder King. I'm maining 2 Breaker, but if you're not maining it, then you can at least side it. Breaker is good back row removal. With Spellbook of Power, it can run over monsters quite easily. And of course, Breaker crashes straight into Thunder King because it becomes a 1900 beta when it has a counter. After Breaker, we've got Snowman Eater. Snowman Eater is also a really good answer to Thunder King. Not only does it destroy a Thunder King, but if it's face up in defense position already, Thunder King can't run it over, so it gives you a chance to draw through to your answers. Snowman Eater is also a water, so you can use the Spiritual Water Art with it, as well as with Spellbook Magician and with Stoical Prophecy. So Snowman Eater is a good option. After that, we've got Apprentice Magician, and the idea behind siding Apprentice Magician would be to also side in Old Vindictive Magician, and you would set Apprentice Magician and let your opponent run it over, and then you would have the option to go into an Old Vindictive Magician, a Spellbook Magician, or a Stoical Prophecy. But most of the times you'll go into an Old Vindictive Magician or a Spellbook Magician, and I mean, for example, if your opponent has like a Xian, a Lagia, or a Thunder King face up on the field, then you would go into an Odd Vindictive Magician, and then you'd be looking to just clear that monster off the field. And speaking about Odd Vindictive Magician, Odd Vindictive Magician is in some ways a better option than Snowman Eater, and in some ways it's not, because Snowman Eater does also stall with that 1900 defense, and Snowman Eater is also a good option against other decks like well, Dino Rabbit would probably side in the Thunder King against you anyway, but Snowman Eater is also a good answer to heroes in general, and I mean heroes could also side in Thunder King, so that's also another matchup which Snowman Eater would be really good in. So Snowman Eater is definitely a good option, as I said before, but Old Vindictive Magician has a few pros over Snowman Eater, and these pros are that it's a dark, so if you are running something like Chaos Sorcerer, that's a benefit. It's a level 2, so you could overlay Spellbook Magician with it. And it is a spellcaster, so that means that it's a good target for Magical Dimension. So the next cards are just 1-for-1 removal, Smashing Ground and Soul Taker. Smashing Ground is good against Dino Rabbit, and Soul Taker is good against Chaos Dragons and Heroes. So these are definitely options. After that, we've got Creature Swap. Creature Swap is also a really good option. Taking your opponent's monster by Creature Swapping an Odd Vindictive Magician, which is face up already, obviously, an Apprentice Magician, or face up Snowman Eater, or a Stoical Prophecy, or a Spellbook Magician that you summoned is also really good. So Creature Swap is a good option. After that, we've got Magical Dimension. I'm maining 1. Magical Dimension is good for getting rid of a problematic monster like a Stardust Dragon. You could also use it to get rid of a card like Thunder King, and it also helps you get a High Priestess out of your hand. After that, we've got Prohibition. Prohibition is probably not such a good side deck against Thunder King, but it's a good side deck card in general, and I feel like it deserves a mention. Cyber Dragon. This is one of the better side deck cards which you could side against Thunder King and just against the meta in general, because it's also good against Giga and Gravekeepers. When you special summon this, 9 times out of 10 your opponent will negate it with Thunder King unless they've got some other answer like a Solemn Warning, or they've got D-Prison and expect you to try and run over Thunder King. So in terms of just 1-for-1, Cyber Dragon is a good option, and Fiendish Chain and D-Prison are good options when a Thunder King has been on the field for a while. But if your opponent is about to summon, or is summoning a Thunder King, then obviously Bottomless Trap Hole would be a good option as well. And the last card would be Temperance of Prophecy. Temperance of Prophecy is really good because Justice of Prophecy is quite screwed by Thunder King, but Temperance of Prophecy has 1000 attack, which is really good because that means when you use Spellbook of Power, it can just about get over Thunder King. And also, if you use Spellbook of Power, you don't necessarily have to attack. You can tribute off with High Priestess, and that looks like it's -1, but then you use High Priestess's effect to banish Spellbook of Power, or even if you have Spellbook of Power already in the graveyard, you could use Spellbook of Sphere, and you would use Priestess's effect to destroy Thunder King. So overall, that would go +0. You've got a High Priestess out on the field, and you've got rid of a Thunder King, so I think that's worth it. So just before I wrap up this video, guys, I'm just going to quickly build you a side deck just to show this as an example. So let's just say we've got like 2 strength, and let's say we're choosing Snowman Eater, which I think is really good. Snowman Eater is useful against a lot of different decks. Um, Also, let's say we're choosing Cyber Dragon, because Cyber Dragon is also really good. And since we're siding Cyber Dragon, that means we need to side or put a Chimera Tech into our extra deck. So the side deck is quite tight, so we're just going to put it into the extra deck. And for this example, we'll take out Explosive Magician, but we could also take out quite a wide variety of different monsters like the rank 4s, or we could take out a Formula Synchron. But for this example, we'll take out Explosive Magician, and we'll side in 3 Soul Drain. Soul Drain is really hot this format. Atlanteans are really big. You need to be siding 3 of these, or 3 macros, or D-Fissures, or a combination if you can. I did actually use to side D-Fissure in this deck, but D-Fissure does kind of hurt this deck a little bit because you can't really use Spellbook of Life, and you can't really use Stoic. But still, presumably if you use D-Fissure, you're going to side it in against a deck like Dark World, against like a deck like Merlantians, so you'd be looking to shut them down completely. So even though it does hurt your deck a little bit, it's still probably worth it. But since we have Soul Drain, I think Soul Drain's a much better side. So we're siding 3 of those. And we'll also side Rivalry, because we're mostly running Spellcasters, and Rivalry is a really good card. Of course, when you side in, you have to be careful with Cyber Dragon and Snowman Eater when you're siding Rivalry of the Warlords. And for the last card, we'll put in 2 Decree. Just, just for when our opponent has like a card like Macrocosmos or Skill Drain. And also, it's a good side against Heroes, it's a good side against Dino Rabbit, it's a good side against Inzectors, and it's also a good side against Gravekeepers. Against Inzectors, it's not such a good side, but still, I know a lot of Inzectors are running around with a lot of Call of the Haunted and a lot of threatening wars, so Royal Decree can help out there. So, for example, this would be a side deck which you could build. It contains 3 Strength of Prophecy, 2 Snowman Eater, 2 Cyber Dragon, 1 Soul Taker, 1 Creature Swap, 3 Soul Drain, 2 Rivalry of the Warlords, and 2 Decrees. So that's the end of the video, guys. I hope this video has helped you out, and it's helped you and given you a few ideas to help you deal with Thunder King. I know it can be a really annoying problem, but this deck isn't necessarily shut down by it. We can main deck a lot of answers and side a lot of answers. It just depends on how you build your deck. So if you've got any questions, feel free to comment in the comment section below. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Don't forget to like and subscribe. So this is a Azure Option, and I hope you guys have fun.